I want to talk about being a martyr and dig into the meaning of that. In particular, I'm inspired this week by the reading about the death of John the Baptist, who was beheaded by the Tetrarch Herod. But if you look at John the Baptist and then Christian examples, martyrdom is kind of hotwired into Christianity. Can martyrdom be the same now as it was? And is it wise, or when are you making the point? So that's what I want to dig into. And famously, John the Baptist himself was executed. He's executed for quite a particular, slightly odd reason. He's speaking out against the remarriage of Herod the Tetrarch to Herodias, who had been married to his brother. And you'd think, what a ditch to die on, you know, is it really going to be the one? I think you'd, of course, realise that, John the Baptist, eventually he was going to run up against someone. I mean, this friction, this personality where he's challenging the standards of the day. It's not entirely a surprise that he's executed by people in power for telling the awkward truth to them. And the model of John the Baptist obviously foreshadows Jesus' own death, though with a different dynamic. More to the point, it models the martyrdom of Christians in the early church. And I just want to explore the word martyr. Martyr is a Greek word which means witness. So we assume martyr means someone who's prepared to die for a cause, I guess, or someone who has died for a cause. And why is that? Why is the Greek word witness? Well, it comes from the time when being a Christian in itself was something for which you could be executed. Times of Roman persecutions. In the early Roman Empire, Christianity has this kind of curious status. It's sort of semi-legal, but semi-illegal. And Tertullian writes very acutely about this. And Tertullian is in North Africa in the sort of late 2nd century. First thing is, in his own conversion to Christianity, he has been very impressed by the people who are prepared to die just for saying that they're Christian. So he thinks this is something very impressive. He's very angry about the Roman laws which make it this way. And we know about this, it's in Pliny's letters. Pliny writes to Trajan, what should I do about these Christians? Because they're kind of secretive and a bit weird, and they don't kind of follow the emperor, but they don't actually cause any trouble. So, I mean, in the normal run of things, they're quite nice to each other. What do I do about it? And Trajan says, well, don't kind of hunt them down. But if you come across one and they keep saying they're a Christian rather than, doing the ruler cult to me, and they just won't stop, just try and persuade them not to be Christians anymore. But then if they really won't stop, okay, you're going to have to deal with them through the justice system. And Tertullian is quite funny about this. He says that all the other crimes people kind of deny. You catch a burglar and say, we're going to put you in prison. He says, no, I didn't do the crime. You catch a murderer, try and put him in prison. They say, no, I didn't do the murder. You catch a Christian and try and say, no, please tell me you're not a Christian. And the Christians say, yeah, I am. So they were witnesses. Christians were automatically witness, which led to you being put in prison or potentially dying. So there's this link between being a martyr, a witness, and dying. That is not the 21st century British problem. There are places around the world where it is genuinely dangerous to say you're a Christian. It's dangerous to kind of evangelize in Iran. You put yourself in danger. It's dangerous to worship in Pakistan. You can go to church and there could be an explosion against Christians. That's not the case here in England. Is there any place for kind of martyrdom? And I suppose when I say martyrdom here, what I don't mean is actually dying. But I think you can screw up your prospects for a good reason. If you stand up for something you believe in, it can be a situation that's going to cost you. Maybe cost you in social status. It could cost you in career progression. And sometimes, though, you need to stand up. You've got to be careful. I think you've got to discern whether you're actually being a martyr for something reasonable, or you're just being a martyr just because you're just a slightly annoying person and you like pretend, oh, I'm such a martyr. You should be able to discern that in yourself. Equally, eventually, I think we've all got to be prepared to stand up for something that's going to cost us. And in Britain, it's almost certainly not going to cost us our lives, but it may cost us something. So it's discerning in the example of martyrdom when it's appropriate to make a stand, even though we're not going to know it's going to cost us. And that is very much part of the Christian journey.